Ebonluwa Dayo is the managing director of BlackCod Asset Management and is right here in the studio. Ebonluwa, good morning. Welcome to the program.
Good morning.
I was asking, are people still saving in the midst of all of this? Purchasing power has been drained and people are struggling to meet up with basic, living requirements. I wonder if people are saving.
Honestly, feedback from people, not a lot have been saving, based on what you've said. But I think what we try to do is keep encouraging people and educating people that no matter what, if you have a little bit more, just try and put it away for a rainy day. Because as we see, things just keep getting more expensive, and things will always come up. So it's important that you just try and put something, no matter how little, away, because it adds up, and then from the saving, put it in investment so that you can actually get something out of it, and it's not just laying fallow there.
Yeah. And I know when COVID came, it was the first for a lot of people in the world that economic activity, in fact, movement, social activity, everything was cut off. So if you were an individual who earned daily, then you were first hit by that. So I guess a lot of people have learned from that to say, yes, things are hard. We're scratching the surface just to meet up with what we need daily, but there's still the need to look the way of savings, as you said, no matter how small.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, but then, and you also said not to just keep the money there.
Yes.
I know I'm so very passionate about the Nigerian stock market, and it's been doing really well and all of that. But there's still people who have fears, about it. And then there's also a lot of stories about people getting defrauded and deceived and all of that. So when you talk about savings, what should savings look like? And I'm not talking about for the elites. The elites are enlightened enough to know what they want to do. They have the funds to consult and all. But I'm talking about the very average Nigerian, the woman out there in the market, in the open market. What does she do about the savings? What would be the wisest approach to savings?
Okay, that's a very, very good question. So what I would say is everyone has a responsibility to ensure that they don't go the path of putting their money in a false business or organization. So the research, I would say, is on you, right? I mean, you can check the reputable businesses. You can check with the regulators. Say, for example, CBN. This is a bank. We know the regular banks. For example, if it's an asset management like ours, you can check on with the regulators and check who's registered, right? And
are you talking about savings accounts now?
No, so I'm talking about savings, and then I'm talking about investments, for example, an asset management business like ours. Like, once you check and you ensure that these are legit companies, right, then you can go about actually putting the money with them. Because I know what you mentioned is also people are afraid of their money disappearing, maybe due to one fraud or the other, right? So you want to ensure that where you're putting your money is a reputable business. It's a real place, there are real people behind it, not just the things that fly about on the internet sometimes. So you start, again, I'll say you start and you just start small, right? The plan is not to, like you said, not with the elites, the average person. Maybe what you can put away is 500 naira a week or 500 naira a month or 1,000 naira. It will still add up eventually.
So you do have platforms that allow you to save 500 naira a week and all of that.
Yeah, so a lot of businesses, a lot of even investments or asset management businesses, yes, allow you to, they have platforms for the retail. That's what we call it, for our retail clients. So we understand that obviously their purchasing power, what they have available is much lower. So yes, we allow that you can invest, depending on the fund, maybe 1,000, 5,000, based on what you have, and just to help ensure that every individual, no matter how big or small you're earning, no matter who you are, has a bit of a saving and investment culture.
So do they have to come to you, the investment company, or can you go to them? Because when you want to look at it, a lot of
Yeah.
these people, perhaps investment companies will be on the island because they are targeting the big money and everything. So picturing that a woman who has a small stall and everything will think and say, oh, let me go to that investment company. It might be a bit hard. So do we have avenues? I know the Lagos State, I think it's LIC, they have
One
an
of them,
investment
yes,
fund or something.
yeah.
They go to the
To-
people, they preach the message in different languages and all of that, but
Absolutely.
that's the government. We expect that the private sector can cover more grounds. Do we see a situation where investment companies actually target these individuals and go to them?
Good question again. So, I mean, what we do is a broad based targeting. However, that's a very good point, and I see that that's also a market that maybe it's largely untapped. So I know we
So you
have
pay me
had.
for that.
Don't worry. I know that that is something that in my head I'm already calculating.
I
Okay,
know,
how do we do
right?
this? But yeah, I mean, it's a good idea to hit the markets. We all know the major markets that you can hit. Talk to people, have your flyers, have your stands, and encourage them, because I think obviously people get more encouraged when they see presence, right? Established presence, and so essentially you just teach them about it, walk them through it. We have the apps that you can use even for our business at BlackCod. You can invest with us, and essentially just teach them how to use it, because we also want a way whereby they do it themselves, right? But yeah, so
And
it's
all
very
of this,
good.
because all of this, yesterday I had a conversation on the tax nets, because when you formalize one way or the other, these companies or these businesses, when they are captured, then we can talk about increasing the tax net or formalizing the Nigerian economy, which we say is largely informal and a lot is
Yes.
being lost. So at the end of the day, if we had more people captured, and more
Absolutely.
people educated financially, then at the end of the day, it's better for the economy. Bigger business for you, bigger business for us.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, yeah, absolutely. So financial literacy is very important. The more the people are educated, I mean, imagine we have a large population, right? The more they are educated, the more, like you said, the government can benefit for it. It ends up translating back, and being an economic benefit for everyone in the long run. So yes, absolutely.
All right.
Absolutely.
So don't forget my commission for that.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
Ebola Dayo Adepoju, Managing Director, BlackCod Asset Management, thank you for your time.
Thank you so much. Thank you.